Okay, welcome guys. So doing the July message. I'm sure quite a few have probably done the activation from last week. If you haven't, do catch up on last week's video on the viruses and the imprint of smallpox and TB. Had quite a torrent of feedback really. Everyone's been having some amazing experiences with that, and like I said, it was channeled in the moment, so it's always more powerful when it's like that. And hi guys, so if you haven't, please do it, because it's Spirit have asked us to do this. So generally when messages come from the spirit world to say, look, you need to do this now, it's going to have a huge effect unconsciously and multidimensionally on your entire being, than just sort of something you say, oh, I better do this because I might get this from it. So just always, when you feel the time to do certain things, make sure you capitalize on it now, because there's going to be a lot more of this happening now, and more messages coming through, and they're not asking us to work on stuff, which you'll hear about in a minute, which is the next phase for July. And don't forget, every week, every month has a sort of theme. And it's all in alignment with the consciousness that's pushing through onto the planet. And if we stay in alignment with that, our life is just going to transform, and we're going to be seeing a very, very different Earth, and that's really wonderful. So just picking up a bit on last week, when we were talking about the exposure and things that were going to be coming up. As you've seen this week, I don't know if you're watching the news, I think Mother Teresa's order in India have been pulled up for child trafficking, human trafficking. There was a big one in Germany. There was a big bust in Birmingham, was to do with I don't know if it was human trafficking, but there was a big drug bust as well. They're all connected into this dark network. So it's really, really coming out, and we'll be hearing a lot more from America very soon. And of course, Epstein's number two, the woman, I can't remember her name, she's just been arrested as well. So it's all sort of coming. I mean, to be honest, these are just the peripheral. These aren't even big players. The big players are going to be exposed very soon. And it's going to be unfortunate for a lot of people, because people that have believed or perceived to be good are going to be exposed for the opposite, and especially the charities. Now, we've known in our field, in the spiritual field, for a long time, that a lot of charities are fronts for these dark networks. So generally, a lot of these places that pose as light are hiding something with a dark intent. So again, if you feel this, especially when the stuff comes out about children, it's going to really affect a lot of people's emotional bodies. So just prepare for that as well, because I've seen people go into all kinds of strange energetic fits before, even just seeing animals being hurt. So because the wave is coming up on an unconscious level as a collective, you're going to feel a lot more emotion from the collective, because we're all plugged in, especially if you've been working on yourself. So just be prepared for that. Just stay nice and grounded, keep crystals, water, stay on the earth, get your feet on the grass and the mud, and just keep that grounding going. And also just be aware in the moment with what you are feeling, and just be spontaneous in the moment, feeling what you're feeling, and not projecting it onto anyone or attaching to the story, because a lot of this stuff that's going to come up is going to trigger your own wounds from your childhood, and even if you're aware of your multidimensionality, it's going to bring in those feelings as well. Because don't forget that everything that's happening in the physical universe is an imprint of our inner self. So we're all connected to the dark and the light. So it will trigger us unconsciously on some level. So just be aware that we are just, again, still in the infancy of this consciousness and wave. But to be honest, if you are riding the wave and you're working on yourself, and you're staying conscious of how you're feeling every day, just taking a day at a time, not projecting to the future, just being present in the moment, then this energy that's coming will not topple you. Okay, you need to be present with your breath and the soul connection. As soon as you get into the ego mind, this can take you down all kinds of paths, and a lot of despair can come up, because humanity is in despair, and we're all feeling that on a mass level. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the July message, and we'll go from there. Okay, so again, this is from the Viridian Consciousness, that I channel. We wish for you to transform all that is denied. Some of you will deny you have denied anything, and that is okay. However, denial of denial itself is no longer an option. That extra layer of denial must now surface for release. Because if you continue to deny the love of your soul and spirit through fear, you will naturally instigate a physical manifestation. This may include skin irritation, headaches, low-grade fevers, arthritis, swelling, sweating, dizziness, lightheaded, bowel issues, and this is just to name a few. This will be your warning sign, and one must capitalize on that which wishes to move through you. So these are just going to be the physical reactions, because it's just the body saying, hey, you need to work on this now. Okay, so just take it with love. It's not, don't see it as devastation. It's just there to trigger you. Like the viruses are there to trigger the grief and the denied or repressed emotion. Okay, continuing. The heart portal is opening, is awakening this July to give you a preview of what is possible. So this, you're going to be feeling a lot in the heart centers. So really just focus on your heart chakra this month. This is mainly in your individual lives, but also more of the light agenda may be accessed on how we are taking the planet forward. We want you to breathe into your hearts and open up to the endless possibilities that lie within. The more you can ground the new reality of Earth into your physical consciousness, the quicker the light and its message can move on the ground. Much of this may not be known to you on a conscious level. However, it is the intention to hold the light's message that activates it within you. You can be conscious or unconscious of that message. It doesn't matter. The main point is the light coding downloaded into your individual cellular network to establish a field of light that will spread on the ground, reconnecting all of you. Because understand, when you are all in separation of each other, there can be no spreading of the light, because it's your free will to receive it or deny it. So when you connect through this intention, the light will spread. The original genetic algorithm can start to manifest itself upon the earth. We want all of you to surrender to this and assist us to assist you. This month is a sensory month to feel deeper within yourselves, humanity's mission, to start bridging that union from heart to heart. However, you must work on your own denial and resistance to your feeling bodies. We will assist you unconsciously when you work through the heart technique we have just shared. We will trigger that which is denied with your permission. Then it is your responsibility to assist yourself through letting go of what surfaces within. These last few months has allowed much to occur in your unconscious, and the subconscious is a lot more willing to let go of all the denied, repressed emotional charge. So please take the time to transform and heal what your soul wishes you to release. Denial is disrespectful to your own consciousness. Denial gave birth to much of your destruction, planetary, individually, and in your societies. To deny the soul body cannot occur any longer, and to do so will bring you out of alignment. You risk nothing in truth through surrender. It is only your mind's illusion that tells you otherwise. Your world has experienced a colossal manipulation of life force through a few individual agendas which never serve the masses, and you are all waking up to this now. So it's not a time to sit back, but be active in your emotional bodies so you can be active in the new world of light and love, transforming dear planet Earth and all those who dwell. Light codes are the intention of the creative forces to expand the universe, to open up new realms and experiences to play in, and your planet is starting to shift closer to this intention. 4D or fourth density Earth will be a sanctuary, a place of exquisite beauty and commerce for all off-world communities. Human creativity is something that is admired by many civilizations, and the sharing of each other's culture, medicine, technology will be hugely beneficial for all of the galactic family you will meet and thrive with. Start seeing the light within your own hearts first. Otherwise, union with other beings will not be possible, because they look and act very differently to humans in some cases, and humans can hardly put up with each other. So you must find resonance with your own race first, then you will accept that which is different. Okay, so I can see what's happening because I think it was only about a month ago when I was speaking to Min, which I've discussed before. Min comes through Jennifer. If anyone doesn't know, Min is he's part of the Union Love and Light, and the Viridians are part of the Union Love and Light, and they are spiritual collective forces that come together with the same intention to raise consciousness on planets or in civilizations, or depending on where they're working. So she's bringing through a thread, I'm bringing through a thread, and he said to me, and this is actually in line, it's just trigged to me then actually, because they are going to be turning up very soon physically. And we have to get people prepared to not freak out at what's going to be coming onto the planet. So this intergalactic trade is very much, like I said before, we're the only planet that really doesn't trade in our galaxy. We're really cut off. So this bartering system that these beings and other planets work with will start to become part of our reality. And that's going to be in our lifetime, because we can't fathom because we've been on this narrative, this timeline. We go to school, we get a job, we get married, we have children, and then we retire. We can't. It's very hard for a lot of people to imagine outside of that, to imagine a colossal change. But this is what the movies have been seeding in us for the last 50 years. Especially the sci-fi and New World Order type things, where things could, in reality of things could play out if the dark side won this time, and like the AI of Westworld, that type of thing. And then you've got the Star Wars, the Matrix, and they're all there providing a message to open up the unconscious. So they've been seeding this for a long time anyway, but now it's becoming reality. So most people think they have to go and join something, go and do something, be active. And yes, we do on a certain level, but you can't make change unless you've made change within yourself first. So you can actually do more for the planet and yourself by just staying at home, or just being still within your own heart, following these types of messages, because they are apt for this time. And if you follow them, you are in alignment with that genetic coding. Now, it is about the genetic coding, because if your alignment is coming into that frequency, everything that needs to happen will naturally just fall in front of you. Because Spirit are trying to take out this concept of mental effort, striving, struggling. They want us to come out of using fire energy, because this is the problem with the Western society, is we are manipulated by that energy so much that it's exhausted us. And our base chakras, that's why we've done the base chakra activation, to try and bring that feminine, that softness, that gentleness, the humility back into the hardwired human being that we've become. So this feminine energy is trying to sort of dissipate that. So I'm just getting a message here. Okay. So they're saying that there's going to be, I can feel it now, there's going to be a lot of consciousness coming through the throat chakra and the back of the neck. This will be coming in through in the next 3 or 4 weeks, because what's happening is the ego mind energy, or the male energy, is being hugely disrupted right now. And I've actually done a talk, I've channeled another message on the galactic center. Now this is the consciousness of the galactic center. And I'm putting that on my podcast, because I'm trying to mix things up, so it's not all, both things are running on both platforms the same. So do come onto the podcast, because there will be different channelings and information on there, and I'm just doing that so it's not all, you know, all the same stuff on one platform. But this galactic energy, or sorry, the galactic center, is starting to ask human beings to reconnect with. Now, when you connect with this center, this is the place of stillness. It's neutrality within a polarity universe. So when you go into this space energetically or through your imagination, you get to see multidimensionality 360 degrees, or you can sense it without being pulled into the trauma or the emotions that your multidimensional aspects are experiencing. So it's like you just go into a void. It's quite an interesting message. I only channeled it through today, but I'm going to be putting it on the podcast. It'll probably come out Monday. And there is another activation for that. And I will be next week, I'll be putting on a religious programming, so we call it deactivation. I don't know how it'll probably come through the same way as we did the smallpox and TB. I'm going to channel it next week, but we want to take out what I did get in meditation is I want to take out the images of Christ and the cross and the programming of servitude to something outside of ourselves, to the religious programming, because it's manipulated our DNA. So even if you're an atheist in this life, you still have God issues. We all have these God issues. Some of that's come from our original creation, from the Creator, but a lot of it in our 3D lives has come from the religious orders and politicians and programming, which we're all aware of. So I'm going to be doing something on that next week. So that'll be another live meditation or activation. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Well, yeah, I hope to see you all next week, and I will keep you informed. And yeah, just come onto the podcast. The thread's on this group. So if you haven't clicked on it, just come onto that. All right, guys. Thanks very much. Cheers.